everybody. Welcome back to this. Welcome back to me going crazy just for your entertainment. Hi, Jet.
Hi, Tony.
Welcome back. Welcome back to me going crazy for your entertainment. Welcome everyone. Hi, there's so many people here. Oh, hey, LSR and Alex. 2 for 1. 2 for 1 deal. Hello, Abby, Ramen, Maya, Kirsten, Koi, Tara, Animus, Nani, Lesbian Miku, MJ Magicus, Baconfish, Gebe. Oh, wait. Ramen, have you never seen my shirt? My shirt that Brad got me for my birthday? Oh my gosh. Edgeworth shirt with... There's I lied, I don't actually like sex, update the autopsy report. There's goodbye piss. There's I have two, what is this? I have 2 sides, homophobic and homophobic. There's a few other ones that are really good. Where's the cringe? There doesn't seem to be any cringe around here. Oh, where'd it go? Anyways. There's really a good mass of things on here. It was quite a thoughtful gift on Brad's part. Yeah, this shirt was custom made for me by my wonderful friend Bradley. But yeah, crowdfund Tony an Asogi shirt, please. Just like the best Asogi memes. Oh hi, Grace. Oh wait, Grace is behind an ad. Oh my god, Grace is behind an ad. Loser behavior. But yeah, sorry, welcome to anyone that I missed. I got distracted by showing off my shirt, and anyone who's lurking. So yes, welcome. We're playing Ace Attorney, Dual Chronicles of Mr. Naruhodo Ryunosuke. The one with him saying whore. Yes. Asogi whore on the shirt. Yes. Oh no, there's something in my eye. God damn it. Okay. Anyways, yeah. I wore the meme shirt to Jesse's birthday party last Saturday. But then I realized that I hadn't pulled it out for so long. So no, I would never say welcome to Dual Destinies. Okay. Yeah. Abby. The way that I, like, before I even got Brad and Cole watching my DGS streams at all and got them invested in the story, I showed them that, and because I couldn't stop saying it. I couldn't, every time that Cole would say something to me and I'd be like, incredible, and you take cock too. Anyways, welcome everyone. How are you, Jet?
I'm doing fine. I didn't have to work today, and I kind of just drew all day.
Nice. Yes, you certainly did. You certainly did draw my daughter, Kugisaki. And you did draw Sukuna. That
I did.
Bastard. That rab bastard. Okay. Music.
I don't think I'd wear I can't say that. I would wear it like to sleep, a DILF shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have cat-made Apollo show hole shirt that I wear occasionally.
And you've never shown me this?
I don't recall.
Well, now I need to see it. I did not know that you were in possession of such a shirt.
It's a Jackbox shirt and it was Jay's drawing my caption.
I see. So Apollo, it just says show holes.
It says show hole, and it's a tired cat boy made Apollo.
That's really good. That's exquisite. We gotta play Jackbox again. We gotta play TK. I haven't played TKO in forever. Everyone's always about Job now, and I'm like, Job's great, but I haven't played TKO in years.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting people
Yes.
to do stuff at the same time.
And I know that I'm impossible to pin down lately, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I guess we're all ready. Yeah, I guess we'll just start. I got my water, and I'm ready to go. So let's just get into it. So where did we? Okay, so last time we found out that. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to say. Before I get into this, I really want to examine this camera because I remembered that we took the head, or not. We didn't take the head. The kidnappers of the wax figure of the professor took the head off of it and did not return it. Either they took the head off of it, or Madame Juspels did not have a head on it to begin with. But there was also that whole thing about the secret, like he was prosecuted under a secret trial, so none of the public know his identity. But then Susato was saying, oh, we can see what's on this camera if we look at the shit. So I'm thinking there's something to do with the identity of the professor that's going to be very key here. But I don't know how Madame Juspels would get the actual camera from like Mr. Dripper's moment of whatever he saw there. But you know, weirder shit has happened in DGS. So, my theory is that it's Professor Moriarty, sort of tying in like a Sherlock character. But you know, we'll see. Can anyone hear me? My beloved messages. I can hear you. Abby, I hear you loud and clear.
We can hear you. I'm just ignoring you.
It's kind of just muffled. You're in the garage. You made so many great head jokes. Where? Can you? Your head jokes were lost to time, unfortunately. I did not see them. But yeah, let's and do let me know if my sound is okay, as always, but I did test it. But let me I want to get into this camera and see what's going on here. Oh, look, the cover came open.
Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see.
Null Hawks, thank you for following. Is something wrong?
There's no plate. It's been removed.
Ah, what a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we'd never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway.
Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course.
Poor Susato-san, she looks devastated. Okay, so that was nothing. But what but now I'm thinking that we are gonna find the real one now. Anyways, okay. Hurt every glug. Oh, good. Oh, golly. Okay, well, let's get some music going, shall we? 23rd October, Edok Trevor's workshop. Check the front of the camera. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Well, I'll check the front of the camera. Oh, there's blood. Okay.
What a wonderful machine!
No, yeah, JJ, it's totally okay. I saw it before you. Yeah, no, it's okay. You were supposed to delete it. I was supposed to not read it. You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh, yes! Anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible.
Yeah, usually when people tell me what to do, it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, there's something funny. Or there's like a bit of flavor text that I wouldn't have gotten to that is like funny and we will all laugh at it, haha. So that's why I usually do those, but sorry, what did you just say? All right, whatever. Almost irresistible, surely. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. It's fine. It's not like you gave me a giant spoiler.
Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart.
That's worrying.
Yes, Father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up on having a watch.
Poor Professor Mikotoba. Well.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
What is it?
On the bellows just here, there seem to be some very dark red stains.
Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually.
Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Oh, that was the other thing with blood on it. Okay, we had the dog collar with blood on it, and so I was thinking that. Okay, so the professor killed Clement Van Zeeks, and he used his dog to kill people. So I'm just wondering how that dog. I'm guessing that dog died because it's got blood on the collar. So I'm thinking like if. Maybe I mean this is not important, but I was just thinking about it. Like if Klimt, is it Klimt or Clint? I can't remember.
Well, the original name was Klimt, like with the M.
Okay. And
then they changed it to Clint with an N.
Okay.
For whatever reason. So just say whatever, it doesn't matter.
All right. So I'm thinking maybe that Clint killed the dog as it attacked him or something. But I was just like, that doesn't tie into anything. It doesn't really matter. I'm just like wondering why there would be blood on the collar. Anyways, okay, Enoch Draper's workshop. That looks like...
Oh, it's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Indeed, it would appear so, though only a prototype, naturally.
Ah, so you got there then. Gina! Well done for finding this place. And in such little time, you've really worked miracles.
As Tabier is the miracle worker.
Woof.
Ah, thought you lot would show up before long.
Hey, bud, what's up with your face? Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. He looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips.
So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer?
Sadly not. We didn't find a soul in here.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us the chance to investigate.
According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't want to say go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I?
Thank you.
Anyway, if you're hoping to snoop around in here, I'd get cracking. Lord Van Zeeks and the Forensic Investigations team are on their way here as we speak.
But if Lord Van Zeeks is coming, that means he's bringing the apprentice! And I need to know everything about that guy. Them again.
I imagine you've got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types.
Right.
So then, my dear fellow, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chance. And you. Oh, shit. And you, Shams. Pardon? They take even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers. Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model.
I dearly hope we do see Sholmes bugging the absolute shit out of Van Zakes at some point. I hope we see him make his life hell in real time. Right then, let's see what we can find in here. You guys can't roll your R's?
I can't know.
Really?
No.
Interesting. There's arrows. Arrows! This is... It's a European-style quiver of arrows with steel bolts inside.
Oh, do you suppose?
Crossbow bolts, please. And just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds.
In other words...
Yep. There's more evidence to support your theory. It all goes to show that Drebbo was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, the whole scam.
The details of the crossbow have been dated.
They dated?
Well, maybe.
This appears to be most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say?
It's an impressive-looking back massager, that's for sure. I've no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away.
It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist could wish for no higher honor.
Ah.
Would you like a massage?
Well, I mean... no, I'm fine, thank you.
Sholmes has the house trophy in his hand. He's like, would you like a massage?
I had no idea it was such a grand thing. They get back to Baker Street, he's using it as a back massager.
I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Mr. Enoch Drebber than conjuring tricks.
I couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Naruhodo? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? For your tired shoulders, of course.
He's not gonna let that go, is he?
It's curious, though, isn't it? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. That machine is covered by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it, from the Crown and the government.
Well, what are they doing? Well, those two don't seem to be holding back.
It's quite hollow inside, no working parts or devices of deception to be seen, my dear fellow.
No loose chains dropped on the floor, nothing. Not even a bone for Toby, my dear fella.
British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they?
I think that's just these two, Miss Osato. What's back here? This door doesn't want to open. Kick it down! Kick it down! Get your phoenix right legs and kick it down! Yeah, looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it.
There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard, so hands off till he gets here. With permission, Inspector, I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission. And no one's given it to you.
Gregson looked as though he really enjoyed that.
I love his face right there, his eyebrows.
I love both their. I love whenever her look does the like depression.
Well, there's no sound of anybody on the other side.
No, Drebber must have fled at the first sign of danger.
Oh,
Is something wrong, Miss Susato?
well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina, did you hear it too?
Yeah, I didn't know. What do you reckon, Toby?
Woof woof.
Right, mind the grease. Whoever's in there, open up! This is Scotland Yard.
Why would you announce yourself, Gregson? Just kick it down. Oh, mein Gott.
Oh my! Someone is in there!
Ugh, this rotten bleeding luck. My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago, if only it were countenanced, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. Fine, I'll take the rep for it. Just get us through that blasted door. There, you may enter at will.
You've confused minutes with seconds, I think.
Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? Nothing for it, suppose. This is an emergency. There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow.
Yes. Oh, bomb. Oh, bomb. Oh, bomb. Feet on the ceiling? Oops. Feet on the ceiling? What? What's happened in here? Be prepared for a quick time event. Oh, God. Why is everything upside down? Rats. There ain't no one in here after all.
But there must be. It was only moments ago that we heard those noises.
Maybe that was the sound of Drebber running away.
But there's only one door into this room.
And no windows that could afford an escape route. Those skylights are too high. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, this is my newest invention, the escape room. I hope you enjoy it. You have 1 hour.
There is a live bomb in this room. What's that up there? Are they footprints on the ceiling? Well, Inspector Gregson, if you insist.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Blow me. What have we then? Looks like someone was trying to burn something in a hurry.
Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints.
To what?
To that Professor Outbrain's bombing machine, is it? Blimey! If we'd had these, there'd have been no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal. There was something of great interest here, too.
No one's gonna mention the bomb?
This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar.
A rope? What's significant about that?
Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruhodo.
We must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before the forensic investigation team arrive, too.
There's that balloon up there. That's a really lovely model. It looks just like a real flying balloon.
I think it's probably staying aloft on the same principle as a full-sized balloon, using gas.
A green flying balloon. It does have the hallmarks of that amazing deception at the Great Exhibition, doesn't it? Could it be that the whole thing was planned here in this very workshop? Hello. You looking at the bomb? Mr. Sholmes, have you found something?
Yes, I'm tying my shoes. Mr. Naruhodo, yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating.
What do you
make of this?
Let's see. I've never seen anything like it before. It looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped... Ah! Mr. Sato, what's the matter?
Surely that's a time bomb, isn't it?
What did you say?
Time bomb? Sorry, but what is a time bomb exactly?
Huh? You truly are one of a kind, Mr. Naruhodo.
I won't take that as a compliment.
Ha! You don't know nothing, do ya, Odo?
You haven't got a clue what it is either, do you, Gina?
I invite you to consult a dictionary later, Mr. Naruhodo. But this particular specimen is no time bomb, though I confess it has a very similar appearance.
Oh, well, thank goodness. But then, what is it?
I see. So that's it.
Goodness, Mr. Sholmes, have you seen to the heart of the matter?
There are times when I consider my lot most unfair. For I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. But I have learned to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Mrs. Sato.
Here we go. I feel a great deduction coming.
Once again, I can draw two conclusions from the scene we see before us. The first is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Jabba himself.
Oh, but how could you...
And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is without question completely genuine.
Please, Mr. Sholmes, you must explain everything.
It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade.
Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway.
Oh, you deflected the inspector's glare with such fortitude there, Mr. Sholmes. Well done.
You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you. Kindly stand just there, Mrs. Sato.
Is it finally happening? Just like in my fanfictions? Oh yes, I'd be delighted.
What was that?
Huh?
Anyway, so shall we begin?
Yeah!
Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
She's in all these. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm in one.
Officer said so.
It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had until recently been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down onto the floor.
Every item in the room was on the ceiling. Are you suggesting that...
Indeed, the key here is gravity. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. For the gravity in this room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality.
Goodness!
The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Mr. Sato. I, too, was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day, in fact.
But then why does it have a clock on it?
A most relevant question indeed. That is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything in here had been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. So you see, we need look no further to explain the state in which we now find this room. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Drebber. Before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion sometime later by the timer device. I have witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed.
Okay.
Now, let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer's friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. However, there is but one way into this room, excepting the skylight, that is.
He's floating. He's floating.
By inverting the gravity in here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way.
But the ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Sholmes. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Mr. Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently?
Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was so cornered with nowhere to run, so escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end of the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Which explains how Drebber was able to escape this room before our arrival. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun.
I'm sure you would.
concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
Reminds me of something I was drawing where Iris had invented some anti-gravity boots and he was testing them on the ceiling, and he's there for so long that when Susato and Rio come downstairs, he is like, "Oh, hello, my good friends," and then passes out on the ceiling.
The blood flowed to his head.
The blood pooled in his head, and they're like, "Ah, get him down, Mr. Naruhodo!" And Iris is like,
Thank you, Harley. That will do very nicely.
Ryu gets a broom. Gets him. Not to get him down, but he's just like, it's an excuse.
Like a piñata. She is so pleased right now. She's completely spellbound. I would very much like to reverse the pull of gravity. I would very much like to kiss you on the mouth. Yeah. Mr. Sholmes, there is just one thing that troubles me.
I would expect nothing less. You're destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life.
The thing is such a thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean.
I would say that with the man's current scientific knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis.
Okay. Cotton, I see all your messages, okay? I can't acknowledge every single message in the chat, but I know how you feel about this man. I'm very well aware how you feel about this man. But your whole deduction hinges on it.
Ah, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. However improbable it may seem. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my more endearing pearls of wisdom. I had Iris come up with the exact phrasing. My original was clumsy.
Yes, I have a feeling I've read it in something that Mrs. Sato lent me once.
Objection! Objection! Actually, there is one other thing, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, the spell's broken at last. Mr. Gavin? To you, please.
The rope you found was on the floor, wasn't it?
Indeed it was, in lonely coils near the wall.
But if Mr. Drebber had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall?
I love whenever this happens, whenever someone points something out and he's like,
Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end, as I think you'll find do ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery we face in this room, now skillfully unraveled.
that argument is as circular as the coils of rope.
I think perhaps we might need to give Mr. Sholmes the usual little helping hand. I'm sure with some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth.
Yes, you're right. And we must do it quickly, before Enoch Drebber gets too far away.
If you're ready, then let us resume. Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Okay. Complete disarray. They are all upside down. This area of the room had notoriously but happy. Creating the rooms on the ceiling. Okay. I mean, he probably just... He probably just, like... I don't know. Maybe something with magnets? Potentially? Okay. Okay.
To think gravity could have been reversed in this very room, I find the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Mr. Sholmes could conceive of such an explanation.
But the man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility, so...
Yes, you're quite right. We must completely discount the idea at once.
Oh, that's unusually merciless of you, Mrs. Sato.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. The great detective himself said so, didn't he?
While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices.
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely reveals some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. Okay. There's something back here. Aha. Haha. Upright vase. Would you look at that? Well, well, I wasn't expecting to find a pretty bunch of flowers in here, that's for sure.
Ah, look at that!
I know. That slender little vase looks like it's about to topple at any moment, but the flowers are thriving. Somehow it makes you think of the fragility of life, wouldn't you say?
To be honest, Mr. Naruhodo, something else about it made a rather deeper impression on me.
Oh, Ryo.
Take that!
Oh, Ryo. The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you've surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head.
It's called a turnabout.
Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps?
No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes, trust me.
As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in the room is upside down. This unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor.
And it's the exception that breaks the rule.
In short, much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all!
My deepest sympathies for your loss.
Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes. Never achieving his dream of being a bird.
But the show must go on, so let us continue with our deductions.
Okay. Did you want to say the extra?
Oh.
It's changed.
Now that we know this contrivance is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility.
You don't say.
Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here.
Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that? I like this Ryu spray here. He looks very confident. I mean, he looks like a Soki. He looks very confident like a Soki.
Quite, and naturally there is an explanation.
He's absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't he?
I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong.
Well, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though.
Well, let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. Aha. Look, there's something written on the underside of this armchair.
Oh, yes. Safe 432582.
Safe, as in safe and secure?
As in secure lockable box, I think.
Admittedly more likely.
Well, there is a large safe bolted to the floor on the other side of the room, so yes.
So you mean this number would let us open it?
I wonder why it's written here, though.
Take that!
Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination.
Precisely. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that you had a very similar experience once, did you not?
Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down inside the cover of a book just in case.
That's it. For people who are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information.
Just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think.
And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo?
When the day of the draw came round, I love this pose here, it's so good. I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it.
That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget where they've noted things down.
Not if you always note things in the same place.
I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so...
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo, but I believe I proved my point now.
It haunts me to this day!
Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room.
Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it He remembered that he'd written it on the underside of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one.
Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Drebber overturned all the furniture in here. In a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe.
Okay, it's gotta be like something to do with the balloon or something. Maybe there's something inside the little balloon basket.
Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did those footprints get there?
Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become harder to solve.
I can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Oh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed.
It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place.
Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the idea in more detail.
Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place. That balloon. Oh, there's a shoe on top of that balloon. There's a shoe on the balloon. Oh, on the balloon there's a shoe. That certainly is a shoe on the balloon. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there. Look!
Oh, yes. And there are more footprints on this little balloon, too. Perhaps this shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Just like me after I had that bad fish. Would anyone be throwing shoes up at the ceiling, though?
dear. That's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Take that!
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby chute.
And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon.
But for what purpose?
A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar data.
It was a piece of a green balloon's envelope that Mr. Naruhodo and Iris found at the scene.
And inside the green balloon that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second birdcage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception.
You mean to say...
Abby, I appreciate your dedication. Thank you for coming to watch me, even though everything's so hard for you right now. If we assume the balloon in here is a multiple of the one used on that day, there's a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. So he was trying to hit it down? Could he not get it down?
Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway.
But the balloon's out of reach.
Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring it up. We get these reminders, thank you Teo for doing so. For those of you who are newer in the chat, just please be mindful about the stuff that you say. The moderators will, delete anything, no matter how minuscule, that might be a spoiler. And if you do it too many times, we will time you out. So just please be mindful. And yeah, and that kind of includes like backseating. Like, I know like sometimes it happens accidentally, or like you just don't think about it. But like, I have Jet here if I'm really really stuck. But yeah, it's just like be mindful of spoilers. Like I want to figure out the game by myself, and like even if you haven't played it and you don't know any spoilers, like even if you're still what is the word, like theorizing in here with me, like that's that could potentially like still affect my personal experience of gameplay here. So yeah, and if you say something on accident, you delete it, don't take it personally. We're not mad at you. We're just trying to curate the space so that Tony can play her game, right? Yes. So if we do it, just apologize and move on. It's no hard feelings. It's just that's just how this chat is. Or you don't even have to apologize. It's just like don't take it hard. It's yeah. That's all. Most probably, Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with a shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty heights.
Oh dear. We desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there were some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution. I've brought a machine that can travel up walls by an engine. It's got only 2 wheels. Clavier's hog can do that? Yes. Who is Clavier?
A long-distant relative, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, the rope!
Ah, yes, the other hairlock. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope?
Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope.
All right, I have to admit, that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground?
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time as well.
Just stack up the furniture. True, perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? We could just do this. Oh. Yeah. We could just...
Take that!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool to use than this crossbow? Just your human pyramid, yeah.
That was found at the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber.
If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time as this.
I think that was my favorite one so far. I really like the...
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. Luckily for you, I am very good at shooting things inside. What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon?
What the? Waxwork? Okay, so Drebber doesn't want anyone to know what this motherfucker looked like.
Indeed it is, a waxwork head inside a metal mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock.
So we can't see the face inside, that means.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model? Does that mean... Oh, goodness!
I see you've joined the dots, Mrs. Soto. Excellent.
I've connected the dots.
Of course! A headless waxwork model. The case of the abducted Madame Truspel's model that you'd largely solved. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing.
Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Truspel's will now have to settle her sizable account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor.
Yes.
But why is it here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Truspel's and returning it, Sandstedt, earlier today, was none other than Enoch Drebber.
This is incredible. Professor Harebrain's case and the waxwork abduction are... They're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. Can we look at it? I want to look at it.
Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows. All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architect of this adventure.
New music?
The architect?
You mean Mr. Drebber?
As it seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights. Obviously, the man must still be here in the room.
What?
And his location should be abundantly clear. If you simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this seduction.
Enoch Drebber is right here, somewhere in this room.
Oh shit. So, Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors?
Yes, of course. Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be the... wardrobe? I was in one of those once. Oh, maybe the safe. The large safe. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Well, wardrobe seems pretty plausible. It's either the wardrobe or the safe, but since we found the thing for the safe over here, I'm gonna guess it's the safe. For funny dialogue, check the wardrobe. Okay. I will check the wardrobe. If you need to hide, there's no better place than a wardrobe. I stand firmly by that.
Ah, yes. You had some experience of that yourself a year ago, didn't you?
We'll find him in there, mark my words. He'll be curled up in a ball, trembling and hungry. In fact, my own hand is trembling just thinking about making the discovery.
Never mind, Mr. Naruhodo. He could be hiding somewhere else, you know.
Hungry and trembling. Okay, it's probably safe.
Take that!
Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here.
Which tells us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time.
He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe.
And pressed for time made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed.
Oh my god, wait, sorry, hold on. Wait. So, people, like, hide in... Hold on. People hide in safes for, like, when they want to survive, like, bomb shit. Is that a real bomb?
In summary, Mr. Enoch Drebber,
Guys!
is at this very moment inside the safe.
Guys! You gotta get out of there!
Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
That concludes Herlock Sholmes' life. Bro, you're gonna be roadkill. Oh dear.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have AirPods on. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide and seek, don't you?
By opening the safe, you mean?
What else?
Let's see. The combination was
432582.
I knew that! All right then, here goes. Hey, bud. Your legs. Your legs, bro. Who do you think should be him?
I should be him because in court, you'll be voicing another character as well.
Okay.
You found me.
White boy swag? Is he goated with the sauce? He is. Okay. That was kind of fun.
Right then, sir. Mr. Enoch Drebber, I presume? Correct.
He's a robot. You'd better start talking. You tricked Professor Harebrain with that bogus machine you built.
And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Truspel's as well.
Well, I would be delighted to answer your many questions.
Oh my gosh, you know who you're making him sound like? Riff Raff from Rocky Horror. Have you ever watched Rocky Horror?
I've never watched that movie.
Okay. Well, for those of you who know, you went the masters in his laboratory.
Personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first.
Deactivate?
Your parcel?
Guys!
I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in a most prominent position. Ha ha ha. I see. Stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me, then?
Mr.
Sholmes! With only 7 seconds to spare! That was too close for comfort. I've got 1 foot in the grave already.
Are you trying to help us get killer? Oh wait, are you trying to help us get a killer? Get us killed?
Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-altering, can't they?
Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave.
I finally got a quick time event.
The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say.
Anti-gravity devices don't exist!
She stomps on his foot. Whew. I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. His music fucks.
I enjoy this character a lot.
What on earth happened in here?
You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. Yeah, well, don't be giving it a thorough going over. Don't you worry, Drebber. Oh, we'll be giving it a thorough going over. What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt.
Whistling?
Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, that would have been me.
Oh,
For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today.
No words, just tightly squeezed chips.
Clearly, I must have a screw loose, though I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down.
Are you full mech? We also found a rope over by the wall.
Yes, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So, I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe. And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters.
And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe? Having first set this parcel ticking.
Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police. Got a death wish, have ya? Hiding right beside a ticking time bomb? Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? Shut the fuck up, I was trying not to... I was trying not to address that one, because Gregson already went blow me.
What? Yeah. Oh,
It's
sorry.
now already...
God.
So, in fact, the safe was the only safe...
Sorry, I was going to go back for it. Okay.
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside? But it's no ordinary safe, it's specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it. So, in fact, the safe was the only safe close. Precisely.
but once you'd climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again.
I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within.
Ah, so it is.
I had always intended to blow this place to smithers in any case. I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to come along and screw up my plans. Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up?
I was planning to blow you off.
stop! No, that was unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet.
Ah,
I calculated the time required for retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works. Is something wrong, Gregson?
the way he's looking at him right now is really good.
Do I have something on my face, besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth?
I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the 2 incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harebrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition, and the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock so strong, I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity.
So you don't know either.
I've been considering carrying it around as protection.
That's enough!
Hey,
What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here.
Yes, well...
Dr. Scythe again, from the Forensic Investigation Team are here. So, the Forensic Investigation Team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You lot, leave at once.
My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, there's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe?
Oh, my old lab experiment. How did you escape the petri dish? Hello, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe?
If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a show, you...
Get out!
But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo!
Yes?
It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today.
But Mr. Sholmes?
Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands.
I said get out! Now! All of you! Your presence here is not required either, Gregson.
Understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd have never found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed.
Inspector.
Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Trevor?
You having a giggle?
Having a giggle, mate. Ah, so sorry. Didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you?
Don't like the way.
Yes, you did disarm that one.
Huh? What are you... That one? You mean... Oh, and Van Zieks is still gonna be there, and then he's gonna die. Oh, ladies. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. It's a strange way to end a video game, but Takumi is nothing if not a visionary. Alright, yeah, I'll save it. Alright, now we're in court. Now we're in court. 24th October 9/11 AM, the Bailey defends its antechamber. Do you want to take him right now, or do you want me?
You can just be him for the remainder of the case.
Okay, cool. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left to...
Good morning, my dear fellows.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here.
Why, naturally, a true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later, then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today.
Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again.
Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but
My dear fellows, I must interject.
Oh. You're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter?
Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not, to be cast in my direction?
Sorry? I don't follow. What have you done that's praiseworthy?
Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation,
Woke up on time?
arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning. A miracle, you must agree.
Well, if I must agree, then...
As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred.
Oh my, Iris has been busy.
Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. Ah, I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea.
I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory.
Who is this?
I don't remember.
So
I think it might be Gregson.
Okay.
Sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Inspector Gregson. Good morning.
Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with the grim expression, huh? Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor?
What? I don't know! Poor Professor.
Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for.
What paperwork?
I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have been feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. Isn't the professor's autopsy? It's the professor's autopsy report.
That mass murderers?
Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy?
He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector.
Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lovely lot at the yard are just doing what we can, in the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course.
Yes. Sholmes having Iris's boiling special blend dumped on his face. Hello. Well then, Professor Harebrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all this to rest at last.
I wish you the best of luck, Professor.
I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber.
Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness.
I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much. Counsel will let the defendant. Trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way to the courtroom at once. This is it then. The final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. Now what could that be? 24th October, 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. There he is!
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing of Albert Harebrain here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels ready for the prosecution and defense? Are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed? The prosecution is ready, my lord.
He's so short. He's so small. The defense is ready, my lord. Keep an eye on Van Ziek's and apprentice animations. They're funny. Okay. As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss.
It's not that Farak is tall. The disciple is standing, like, in the back.
Okay. For it's perspective.
Yes.
He just looks so tiny.
If I may, Lord Van Zieks. Yes, my lord. There appears to be someone standing at your side. Oh, yes. My apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial.
And the smooth running of liquid refreshments, by the look of it.
The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else.
That's what I'm saying. But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment.
I know, but this is so very hard. Sato.
It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene of the day in question.
Yes, my lord, I intend to call him as a witness shortly.
Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Who have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today? Are you ready and willing to proceed?
You know who else has amnesia? Shadow the Hedgehog at the beginning of his Sega game, Shadow the Hedgehog. You're not wrong.
Of course, my lord, I'm sure we'll understand the importance of doing our civic duty.
I too so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
To take a man's life with a conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law.
Any fake scientist should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me.
We have to listen to what say on both sides of the fence and to settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
It wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all.
If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zieks.
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. Yesterday at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion affected by an unknown person or persons.
What?
An explosion? This is an outrage.
Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers and the wreckage is reduced to ashes in the flames.
I have here a photographic print of the scene taken in the wake of the explosion. It shows what little remains of the machine.
Yes, a terrible business.
He did it to destroy the evidence, did he? That Enoch Trevor.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial.
Hydrating.
As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions.
Sorry, there's a giant truck.
The authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity.
Indeed, a most unfortunate state of affairs.
However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that we can be certain. For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine and who ultimately caused its loss of control.
Objection!
As Lord Van Zieks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters.
Names, Counsel, if you please.
The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant.
Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Band 6, summon your first witness, please.
At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer Miss Enoch Drebber to the stand. State your name and occupation for the court.
Name, Enoch Drebber. Occupation? Hard to pin down, I would say.
See that black monocle?
Yes, well, I do feel some before.
I hit you. I defeated myself.
Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business. But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Cleave it from your mind.
You're familiar with the public experiment carried out on the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused's super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration.
Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there?
It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Also, our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement?
Yes, I constructed it, in precise accordance with the blueprints, but that's all.
Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure.
I love his animations.
An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What?
Good gracious, do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir? Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
Objection!
But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
You've established nothing of the sort.
I thought I could not see the apprentice. Got very. I was like, where did he go? Is he gonna kill us?
All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility, nothing more.
But.
We've procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition. Understood. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprint and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
A body double?
That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with the fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines?
Ugh.
I'm doing a lot of talking, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just trying to figure out the video game. Oops, sorry.
Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Osmond had no twin siblings.
It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what by all accounts must have been an extremely complex scientific machine. Whatever do you mean? Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber.
Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field.
Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this massager for young talent in science there.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves.
And Mr. Sholmes gave me a very vigorous back rub with it.
If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past. Would you therefore that the explosion of the machine was an unfortunate accident? Or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science? Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. The whole show was a fraud. It would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. Total accident. Okay. I want to say there's something to do. There's something with the fucking waxworks in this. Of course, that's it. Mr. Asmund was a twin.
Objection!
Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. Osmond had no twin siblings.
Check again? No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me.
The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asman, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene at least attest to the fact.
So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asman, then. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Oops. Okay. Hold on, where's our... No, that's not what I want. Can I not look at people? Am I not allowed to look at people anymore? Fine. Oh, we didn't examine a lot of this. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
It seems rather ironic, doesn't it?
But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Okay. Oh, it's like in the fucking Three Musketeers movie with the Iron Mask dude with Leonardo DiCaprio. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you.
What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal.
I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless.
Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, let's check this out. Okay, condemned prisoner, redacted for confidentiality. Pseudonym the professor, death by hanging confirmed at midnight 17th of June. Courtney Stevens. Who else do we know whose name is Courtney? Who's a doctor? Magnifying glass will work here. Okay, this one's... Alright. The crossbow. The crossbow. The crossbow. Okay. Alright. Okay.
I would suggest that there is a piece of evidence that I don't think you've examined at all.
Well, let's see. $220. No, I read that. No, I've examined this for sure. Oh! I don't think I've examined this. Ah! Look here, Miss Osato!
Oh, yes. The wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose because it fell from such a height?
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying, down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside, tragically dead.
Nothing else. All right. And then I examined this. Did not examine. Okay. This piece of glass is almost as thick. Almost as thick as it is wide.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it.
If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Sholmes has such thick skin.
There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know.
Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely.
Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, Mr. Sato, or Mr.
Naruhodo, are you calling Mr. Sholmes thick?
Okay.
Hold it!
So, you were already acquainted with Mr. Asman himself?
Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take out my tools and construct what they ask for.
So why did Mr. Asman approach you in particular then?
Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering.
Not to mention excellence in fraud.
Hard to gauge, but the point is, all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given.
In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles.
Yes, you might say that.
The amount of text that he has highlighted kind of fucks me up.
Yeah, it's a quirk of his. Professor Hairbrain certainly has a mind like no other.
I'm like, am I supposed to be thinking this is important in orange text?
Do you want me to answer that question?
Well, now I'm thinking it is.
It's not.
Oh. Okay.
It's his homestuck typing quirk.
Great. Sick. It's confusing me. Construct the machine to its precise specifications with no trick.
Hold it!
You start pressing strip. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
It's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. So there's really nothing left to explore, is there?
It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind.
And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear.
He must have planned all this from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick. God, I want mac and cheese so bad right now for some reason.
Oh, dude. Why would you say that to me?
Because you haven't eaten, I know, and I haven't eaten, and I'm thinking about food, so you have to suffer with me.
I'm thinking about that mac and cheese Brad made me for my birthday, where they like melted down like 3 different kinds of cheese and put chorizo in it.
Chorizo mac and cheese? Damn.
Dude, it was decadent. And there was like a soft white cheese too, so it had that kind of like the bite of it just a little bit.
Oh, Brad, how come you didn't make me mac and cheese for my birthday?
Right? Maybe I'll perfect it and then I'll make it for you. How's that?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Brad was gonna just add like bologna, not bologna, but like a regular kind of sausage, but I was like, no. It's my birthday. I want chorizo in it. Okay. Sorry, I'm not reading anything. I'm thinking about mac and cheese. Okay.
Sorry.
If the whole okay. What do we have? We have a crossbow, belongs to Drebber. We have excuse me. We have this, which is the balloon, and it I guess got scorched in the explosion, the first explosion. Wait, there was there was another explosion. Right, because he hit it with a flaming crossbow arrow. Okay. There's a stab wound to his chest. We still don't know what that is. Autopsy report. We still don't know what this means. Oh my god, I'm very tired. Oh. Okay. It's just him. Okay, the wooden cage that was used for the demonstration. It crashed down with the victim inside into the crystal tower, causing damage to its base. Okay. But I think the question here is... Okay. It would have required a body double. Saw the bird cage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. Terrible accident, but perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. Okay, let's press those. It crashed headfirst, you say?
According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes.
Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day?
Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop.
But the crap, yeah. Yet another one of your unique inventions was found at the scene.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. I saw it clearly with my own eyes, the birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower.
So were you there or weren't you? What a surprise.
I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information?
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know. According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken, it's
It's obvious that he fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny. Okay.
So, think about
Yeah,
It's yeah.
it's saying head first, but well, okay, no, that is where the head. No, yeah, okay, it's saying it went head first, but the head's up here, and Mr. Asman's ass is down here, man.
So no head or ass.
So no
man?
head or ass. You hate to see it.
Objection!
There you go.
We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the Crystal Tower ourselves. I probably could have done that faster if I wasn't thinking about mac and cheese, but as you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
I'm sorry for bringing it up. My apprentice just keeps asking me for mac and cheese, but then he keeps telling me that I make it incorrectly, that there's too much mac or too much cheese. It's very irritating.
Not enough chorizo.
Have you watched that? Like, have you watched Courage the Cowardly Dog?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't.
Oh damn! It's like a cartoon, like an old Cartoon Network cartoon. It's about like a small dog who like tries to protect its owners by like fighting a bunch of not fighting, but like dealing with a bunch of scary monsters. And there's this episode where his caretaker turns into a little kid and he has to make her mac and cheese. But she's a little shit about it.
Okay, I
she
see.
keeps saying there's too much macaroni, too much cheese. And he keeps making it over and over again. It's so funny.
I see. Okay. And there's never enough chorizo. See, I haven't watched that, but I have watched a math lesson, and it spells disaster for you at at the Old Bailey.
God, Steiner math, so fucking funny.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Following the now I'm thinking of Big Booty Daddies. I got freaks 9 days out of the week.
I'm one of the freaks.
There's only 7 days in a week. Oh, put down the Big Booty Daddies. I'll put that. It's so fucking stupid.
You need to send me more of those. Those are so funny.
I'll try to see if there's any more iconic Steiner moments.
The only like wrestler things that I had seen before was the iconic like, but the cream rise to the top. You know that one?
Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of funny old wrestling shit.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the Crystal Tower.
Sorry, I have to put this on the fridge.
Shit, now I want McDonald's.
Sorry, I just really love the way he's like half hidden behind Van Zeeks.
And the way that Van Zeeks is like over the table, he's like,
He's been like this for hours.
Yeah. Can we go to McDonald's?
We have food at home.
The food at home. What do I replace? What do I replace?
what do you have?
I mean, you know what? I'm going to take away copium for now because I'm not coping. Maybe I'll just hide it. I'll hide copium behind here. Can we go to McDonald's? They get into an omnibus on the way back from court, and he's just like, can we go to McDonald's? Okay. There it is. All right.
That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
I'm not coping. I'm not coping because it's the truth. So my friend Susato said that's him. That Barack Van Zeeks is taking Kazuma Sogi to McDonald's. Okay? She said it, and I believe her. I agree. He is taking my friend Kazuma Sogi to McDonald's. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense... Do you have games on your phone, Lord Van Zeeks? is the location of that damage. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top.
What are you saying?
That's the opposite of where they should be.
I don't understand how Enoch Drebber, like, that last sprite, he can go from looking so, like, his, like, little... to looking so pathetic and wet, you know?
And what?
Yeah, Drebber's wet.
Creepy or wet?
He's wet.
You think he's more wet than creepy?
I don't think he's creepy. I think he's just... I think he's kind of cool. He's so cool.
He's cool.
That's right, my lord. He's wet. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base.
I think Brock Van Zieks is wet.
Yeah, I think he could be wet. Yeah. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery. Love how half of that was highlighted.
Good gracious, explain yourself, witness.
Well...
If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crossed tail first into the tower.
Objection!
I hope the apprentice is learning from Van Zieks, and at some point he, like, slams his leg on the table. I would like to see that. I also hope that like Van Zieks was in his office or something, or like at some point during this trial, Van Zieks throws a chalice, and then the disciple like sees him do it and like fills up his own chalice and then throws it, and Van Zieks is like, no.
It's okay. So, this is not a spoiler. It shouldn't be. Mass Disciple's persona, just like Van Zieks, is also a cat, and so it's really funny that that you're saying that his behavior is like a cat, because he just doesn't say anything, and he'll just look at Van Zieks and then swipe his wine glass on the table, and then he just has to deal with it because Strongheart has signed. He's like, you have to take care of him. This is your responsibility now.
You have to take care of my pet cat.
Exactly.
No, I was just saying he's trying to like emulate everything he does because he's got fucking amnesia. So he's like, okay, like I'm here. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I guess I have to listen to this guy. Okay, I don't drink it. I make like I'm gonna drink it, and then okay. You know, like that. Disciple. Like thinking about that.
Yeah.
Masked disciple.
Masked apprentice.
Also, this is masked apprentice. That is further convincing me that it is actually Ahsoka. Cat boys!
I mean, Van Zieks is also a cat. There's multiple cat sonas.
We'll just have to see. He brings Barack Van Zieks' dead animals. Oh my god. He brings him those dead bats in his office. He says, here, I finished the report. Barack says, this is a bat with its neck broken. Thank you. But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage following a spontaneous explosion. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level.
Which is approximately 18 meters.
It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration. Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Objection!
But the victim's neck was broken.
Objection!
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
A riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually.
Finally, someone's getting on Brock Van Zeke's pussy. He wasn't quiet for long.
I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zeeks. The witness is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a personal friend of his.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry?
I feel like that's the undertone here.
Ah, yes, and there's one more point. The defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of the truth.
Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically, after all.
Ugh, I nearly had him there. Kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else. But we I'm just gonna present this confidently.
Objection!
Nope. Surely something about that last statement seems odd, doesn't it?
Would you care to mull over precisely what you find out about it on your return journey to Japan?
Oh, I wouldn't be back to give the court an answer for about 4 months, though.
Rest assured, we should be happy to carry proceedings forward in your absence, counsel.
You sound serious. I have to prove my worth before he really does send me back home. Well, okay, so...
But the eats!
We looked at the fucking... We looked this. Look at it. It's what the... Look, do I need the magnifying glass? Abyss! No. Okay, I guess maybe I'll press this.
Hold it!
What do you mean?
Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience.
Yes, there are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Asman on the experimentation stage, that's true.
And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere.
The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact in the lower was 30 feet up. On the tower, fuck! What the fuck? That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell.
And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo,
Miles Edgeworth reference?
the victim himself must have been beamed from the stage into the sky above the Crystal Tower.
A trenchant scientific analysis. Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly plausible.
Oh, yes. It's all very well thought out.
Certainly Certainly all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet through the air, I mean.
Irritatingly, yes. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that the birdcage in the balloon had like a waxwork figure or something inside of it to make people see, or like it had maybe the professor's waxwork model inside of it. And then it gets blown up, and then everyone looks away from the experimentation stage. That birdcage drops through that thing, and then at some point later, the body is switched. But I don't know how to.
So go through your evidence again. Earlier you were showing that picture with the abyss. You described it.
The abyss.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, I just don't know what they want me to say or do. Oh, wait.
So where is that picture taken?
I mean, okay, it's at this. Oh, mein Gott. He's still in there. Okay, I guess he hadn't switched that yet, so it makes sense that he would still be in there. Okay, that's possible. Robbie, what have you sent? Don't forget
And don't forget the juice box. And don't forget the juice box.
Mass disciples in the backseat. I love that they drag a fucking Nissan.
Wait, why didn't you put him in a big, beautiful Kia Soul? Why didn't you put Barack Van Zeeks in a big, beautiful Kia Soul, Abby? He needs his happy juice. Abby, I need you to, I don't want to say I need you to post that, because I don't want to make you post things you don't want to post. But I do want you to post this so I can retweet it. Oh my gosh. A sogi with the like, you know those little like, those dog stuffies that they used to have in the Happy Meals?
Like Beanie Babies?
No, I mean, they weren't Beanie Babies. They were like, they had these giant noses because it was supposed to be...
dog.
Something like that. No. It was like...
I know what you're talking about.
The dog Happy Meal toys. Yeah, it was just the dog.
Oh.
And they had these giant noses because like it was supposed to be like a perspective thing where like the dog's like looking up at the camera and then they got a big old nose. So all the dogs had these like giant like noses. I had so many of them. I didn't even like the food. I just wanted the dog. That's what Mass Disciple is after though. But in this universe it's called the kitty. And they're all kitty cats. Okay. Anyways, back to this. Okay. I want to say that it's this because we can clearly see that it's closed here. I will save though so I don't die. So I don't kill Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Objection!
No. Certainly not, of course not. Is that one the one I just did? There's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from. That is not true. I'm going insane. I'm going insane. I'm going insane. This doesn't say. Where? Okay. No, that's just a picture of him. Why did I click on that? Okay. Where do we say that the... We just said that the experimentation stage is 30 feet tall.
Okay, so think about all the images we have that show us the experimentation stage.
Yeah. So, like, but, okay, I'm thinking this one, but it doesn't show us, like, how tall it is. Whatever. I have a save.
Crystal tower for scale?
I guess it doesn't have the crystal tower for scale. No. Whatever. Crystal tower for scale.
Objection!
Okay. Mr. Gavin. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in midair before falling down into the crystal tower. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet.
No.
Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
You will indicate the place to which you are referring on the same diagram.
Okay. Is he in here? He was... Oh, no, he was in here, wasn't he? Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out where the actual base of the... Okay, I think he was in here.
Take that!
The place I'm referring to is here.
But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, counsel.
It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and, if we assume there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two.
Objection!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
You fucking wish I didn't. Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion.
Good lord, the metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone.
Yes, most likely blown up by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Drebber, it was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the 2 bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference, because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Asmund's life. Wait, is Mr. Asmund the professor? And lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber. Uwag!
Objection!
Oh, please. Yes. Also, that wouldn't happen. It's like he'd not be able to get the cork out. Whatever.
If my learned friend has reached the end of his wild assertions.
Is there lots of cork sediment in that? Is that why you crushed it?
The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly, but surely.
What? I've been listening to this music on loop. Reaper the Bailey has no reason to fuck so hard. So good.
Your argument fails to hold water. On 2 counts.
2?
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that.
And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
Look what you've done. You've smashed wine essence into the judge's body.
In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
Objection!
But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
Motive? Do I have to think of everything myself?
I have here a contract provided by the witness.
What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Asmund, reads: Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
30%, certainly favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive.
Weird specification to make.
In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. Asmund's death. The diametric opposite, in fact.
Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done as you suggest is nil.
It seems that the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zeeks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please.
Obby's commissioners turn up dead. It's true. If Drebber had no opportunity to switch the birdcage under the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been.
There is one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 birdcages. The prosecution is unable to deny that. So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I've no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths too.
Well, it would seem that the defense has no rejoinder to offer.
Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead my reputation is defiled. But the prosecution's counter has set the record straight, I think. It's impossible that I'm the culprit.
Objection!
Oh, thank you, Goldie. At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only one birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been 2. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit.
Get to the point.
The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. So if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved.
Someone else, counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, my lord. Mr. Drebber had an accomplice.
Objection!
An accomplice now? Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come. Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes. If these accusations turn out to be false, then make no mistake. The prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander.
Well, counsel, do you intend to pursue this course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter?
What do I do here? At the moment, this is little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice, or if he, or even if he really is the culprit here. One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear as a lawyer. So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice or not? Name the accomplice. The defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. I did just say that hoping that I would figure it out. Somehow the 2 bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that.
It's worth objecting and being like,
yes.
I was hoping that I would come up with something.
I did not. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. But that inconsistency itself is a clue.
Counsel,
My lord.
you have received a stock warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to try to identify this alleged accomplice by name. So, your answer, please. Who do you claim to have been Mr. Drebber's accomplice?
Him. No. Maybe him? Oh, yeah, because he was getting all nervous about the balloons. However, he was... Well, no, I mean, he was in the balloon with Gina and, Gotts, so they would have known if he did anything shady. But...
Go back to what Ryu said.
What did he say? Okay, what did Ryu say? He said...
You're scrolling way too far back up. So go back down.
Okay.
I believe it's the blue text.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
2 bird cages must have been switched. Oh, according to their coroner's report, that's not a possibility. So it could have been, Ms. Thing over here. Let's try that.
Take that!
The name of the person in question is...
What's wrong, my Nipponese friend? Surely fear doesn't bite your tongue now. It's a little late for that.
Of course I'm afraid. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me.
I'm sure it will be all right, Mr. Naruhodo.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato.
The enemy always appears larger than life, but you'll appear exactly the same to the enemy.
All right then. Here goes.
You've kept us waiting long enough. Your answer, counsel. Now.
The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime is Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Courtney Scythe.
What in the blazes are you talking about? Dr. Sai?
The head of the forensic investigation team and the coroner who conducted the autopsy on the victim?
We know there were 2 bird cages, so who could have carried out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed off. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic investigation team. When else could the switch have occurred? It could only have been in that team's presence. It's essential that the court determines exactly what happened following the incident. The defense demands that Dr. Scythe be summoned to the witness stand at once to testify.
You've got nerve, lad. Standing up there, dragging the yard's name through the mud.
I didn't mean to.
I know the woman very well. There's no better dead room worker out there. How dare you call her a criminal?
Yeah, Master Disciple is thinking about chicken nuggets right now.
My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder than the East End at night. But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once.
a grave problem.
Oh my word.
Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger?
Why did you say it like that? With the 2 dots over the A. What?
Certainly. I don't know what those 2 dots mean either. If the birdcage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another, that cage must also have contained a body.
And yet, no missing persons or accidental deaths of anyone even remotely resembling the victim have been reported. Which means there is no one, dead or alive, who could have fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. Asmund.
Get the fries. You'll need the energy in the coming days.
Ugh, that's true. If my argument is that there were 2 bird cages, then there must also have been 1 person inside each. But I don't know if I've got an answer to this yet, have I? What can I do to reveal how this body double stunt was achieved? I kind of want to present evidence. Because we've got the wax head. I could say that. Very well. The defense will address my learned friend's concerns by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Asmund's body double.
Good gracious, evidence. I do hope this isn't filibustering counsel. The court is expecting a name.
If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now.
The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage, which means that any witnesses would only have seen them from 60 feet away. So who was it that appeared out of that explosion some 18 meters above the spectators? Aha! The body double inside the second birdcage was...
Take that!
We know that the victim, Mr. Asmund, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on stage. And therefore, he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contained something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower.
Yes, counsel, according to your somewhat elaborate version of events.
And that body double inside the second birdcage was, in fact...
It's all right, Mr. Naruhodo. You're ready for this. Just steel yourself and come out with it.
Thank you, Mr. Sato. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was... as unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there, when did it get there?
Objection!
Open your eyes and look into mine, my Nipponiese friend.
No, I don't want to ever look at you again, so you'll understand.
Now tell me, what are you playing at?
Stand firm now, Ryunosuke. This is the time to show your Japanese spirit. As the court will observe, this is a waxwork model. A model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago. The Professor. Okay, Abby, you can't, don't retweet any other spoiler art before I go and look at your profile. Or just send me the link directly. Send me the link directly.
You started by indicting the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime. And now you've moved on to indicting Waxworks?
Yes, that's about the size of it.
But why? And why this waxwork? It looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it could hardly resemble him less. What possible justification can you give?
If you want to know why, answer my riddles. Now, ask Mr. Trevor.
What?
He who
I'm
would
the
cross
Batman.
he who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3. Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Tuspel's.
Did you say abducted?
And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum.
Then, the timing.
Is this true, Mr. Drebber?
At first, I couldn't see why Mr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and then given it back again. But now the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second birdcage as a body double for Mr. Asman.
Objection!
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal? That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist. That he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience. And that, to effect the deception, he used the waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim. Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide?
Objection!
Oh no. We haven't froggy slapped in so long. Wait! Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible. When you say it like that, obviously, my lord. Oh wait, sorry, that was him.
I need to speak, if you please. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement. Very good, in that case. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! Guilty!
Guilty!
Gilby!
Gilby?
So, as indicted by the fall, the jury has reached consensus.
I knew that was going to happen.
We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do. And uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to have to appeal to the jurors as usual, and see if I can persuade them to change their minds.
The defense will now embark on a summation examination. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
Yeah, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I now ask you to say clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime in which he is charged. Okay, so I'm gonna give you two choices, Tony.
Okay.
We either do a longer stream tonight to finish this up and wrap up this trial part, or you can save it for next week, but still have a longer session to finish up the case.
I mean, I feel like I should finish like the summation examination up now, because I'm like, I've got facts in my brain.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna have to try and remember them next time. So then we'll finish up the summation examination, and then we'll be able to. But you said like 2 more after this one, right?
Well, we finished up the investigation, and then this trial has 2 parts. So this is the first part of it, and then after we finish this summation examination, it would start the last trial portion.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then yeah, let's if you're okay with it, I want to go a little longer just to finish this, and then we can start the next part. There's still a long chunk of this? You sure?
I mean, the walkthrough just has the summation examination. It doesn't mention any like aftertext, and it usually does mention some vague statement of it if it does exist. Like I said, it's up to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of the trial. Yeah, I just want to finish the summation examination. Yeah. Okay. Let's finish the examination then.
I've known that woman for years. She's never been an accomplice to anything.
It's not a nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another.
Oh dear, this is most troubling. But surely the waxwork the man stole is nothing to do with the coroner, is it?
Well, I've had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much. Hey, Cam.
Yeah, if you guys need to dip, that's fine.
I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture.
Accuse someone. I want evidence to see some proper job to see. I will have it.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceedings has polarized opinion.
Given that its face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friends' temerity at suggesting that.
Yeah.
Okay, at suggesting it as Mr. Osmond's body double.
Yes, the applause is deafening. And yes, I know it seems extraordinary. But that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used. Why it had to be this model.
Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean?
Yes, and I'm convinced it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim.
Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs.
Yes, agreed. I have to find a way out of this.
If you are ready, counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord.
All right, Tony, you got this.
Oh, he's back there. He's back there with the little... Okay. Can I... Well, let's ask you a question about this one.
Hold it!
What sort of problems? And let's just say, we've had run into each other on, on numerous occasions. Wait, what the fuck? I've lost it. Kermit the Frog here. Okay, let's just say that we've run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street.
Right. I see.
Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like.
Not in my day.
But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole?
Who are you calling a mass murderer?
Sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him.
I don't look anything like the man. You want to be locked up, Sonny?
Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps we could move on. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. And clearly you do.
Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this.
What was it like, sir?
We worked our fingers.
Wait, he's turning Australian.
We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, for you, ain't it? People respected us back then.
Respected you?
No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. Coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it.
So we are connecting the names Stevens and Scythe.
She was the best of the
Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens?
Sorry, got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name.
Her maiden name? So that was before she was married.
She is in fact not maidenless.
And yes, of course, silly me. It's Scythe now, isn't it?
Stevens. I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere recently.
Anyway, the point is, those were the great days of policing. Not like now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yes. Don't see why not.
Yeah, if Courtney Scythe needs any more maidens. Okay, she was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her. She was a legendary coroner even. Okay.
Hold it!
She was legendary, was she?
What did you say? That woman is still the best coroner in the land. Out of the forensic investigation team.
Legendary was your description, sir, not mine.
Rubbish! That word never passed my lips. I never describe anybody that way, ever. Not if I were not if I were still in the game.
So you're aware too that we're in a game? I thought I was the only one. I think the point you're trying to make is that Dr. Scythe is an extremely talented coroner. Would that be fair?
It would. If it weren't for the fact that you're trying to drag that legendary woman's reputation through the mud.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that legendary. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. I'm thinking I have to connect this one.
Hold it!
Because the waxwork is of a guy that she did an autopsy report on. Why would you assume that?
Well, quite simply because that unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he?
True. As it stands, we don't know of any connection.
Oh, gosh. But that would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork.
Romantic?
A woman of society, such as myself, views everything in terms of relationships, you know.
Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to.
One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor just there.
She said Ben Barrow real.
This woman may be more astute than I've been giving her credit for. I had my Ben Barrow suspicions, but...
If that's the woman's stance, then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Scythe would be enough.
Diversity win. Yes, I agree. As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay. Oopsies. Poop. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think the waxwork model of the professor was in the birdcage, but on the other hand, it explains a lot.
If there really is a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. Asmund's double, we must do everything we can to make the jurors understand it.
The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part of it, too.
In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this.
Right. Yes! Yeah, Rhea was like, okay, I was getting gay vibes as well from Van Zeeks and Dr. Hairbrain. It wasn't just me. Okay. I kind of want to pit these two against each other because... Waxwork. Yeah. And then the additional information about her being the coroner for the professor will be...
Objection!
Okay, cool. Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel?
So, juror number 2.
Oh, gosh! Me? What can I do for you?
I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before.
Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. But, oh, golly, I'm afraid I fail to see what you mean.
Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it.
My goodness, evidence, you say? How utterly enthralling.
Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim.
Of course, my lord. I would ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murderer known as the Professor.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago.
A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have?
It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the Professor.
The Professor's... But the man was a capital offender, so...
That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens.
Oh my! Courtney Stevens?
Struck a light!
It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Chuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, a waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Asman, at all.
And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events?
Absolutely. I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor case is at the heart of a link we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. This is all most extraordinary. We're surely obliged now to explore this further.
Quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. No one of us steers this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. It wasn't like this in my day. We're still here to uphold justice in the end.
Yeah, the Nosy Bitches Union! Ryu and juror number 2.
It's the professor! That's what links this frightful swindler and the coroner.
Oops. No rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. Okay. Okay, well now this is... Now you don't make any sense. Don't let juror number 2 find out that because of a strong heart. I mean... But we're only just starting to understand the case. What are you reading there, sir?
Amanda's murders on Solopon Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's her policing for you.
That's really not relevant to this case, is it?
You're wrong there. Because it was Dr. Scythe in charge of examining the bodies. And it was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible.
Oh.
That's right. Oh. That woman was at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh.
I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around. Okay, so...
Hold it!
But you claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick.
That's our date. But there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there?
Sorry?
I grant you, given that this cage appeared from amidst an explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency.
The point is, if you're going to make a claim about that waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not everything.
I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society. But perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence.
Evidence that the Professor waxwork was inside that birdcage. Can I produce that or not? I'm gonna say I have evidence. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh? I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats. So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here.
So you don't trust anyone in black? Looking in the mirror must be very trying. I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside that birdcage. Namely... I mean, this belongs to Enoch Drebber. I feel like I don't have it yet.
You do.
Oh, I do. Well, news to me. Okay. Wax. Oh, I do. I sure do.
Take that!
What's that? A piece of glass. Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
A crystal Holy smoke!
Exactly, the centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
From whence this small piece originated? Is that it?
Precisely. So what do you say? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you.
Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
In that case, Chair number 4, you will amend your amend your statement now, please.
The presence of that piece of glass leaves me in a little doubt if the waxwork was indeed inside that birdcage.
Okay.
Objection!
Nope. Those two statements are fundamentally at odds with one another. Well, Mr. Foreman?
This is to be a new Sherlock Holmes adventure published next month by the looks.
My lord, the foreman of the... Oh my god, he's like, my lord, the foreman of the jury isn't even listening. Teacher! Jet!
Who's that now? Well, I shall have to reserve myself a copy at the local newsagent in that case.
Mrs. Sato, no one is listening to what I'm saying.
Perhaps this would be a good opportunity to have a rethink then, Mr. Naruhodo.
Fear not, my learned friend. I heard every sorry word.
Ugh. Sounds like I'm on the wrong track here. I better think again. Okay, so it's maybe I need more info from this person's.
Hold it!
I've got to ask, why have you brought that corn into court with you?
Colonel Cobb, he's been going back on the farm. Picked him up on my way into town. He's a proper nibbler, he is.
Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe it could wait until after the trial?
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. You need colonels at times like these. Whenever I'm summoned things aside, the colonels always point me in the right direction, see?
You're talking about your cob of corn?
Guilty. Not guilty. Out. Guilty. Not guilty. Out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna say it?
No.
Perhaps it's akin to fortune telling with flower petals like people do back home?
Oh, I understand now.
She was doing a typewriter thing.
No, she's doing like a guilty, not guilty. Like, you know, picking flower petals off of like a
Right.
You know.
He loves me not.
Yeah.
So Professor Harebrain's fate is to be decided by a cob of corn. Could you not at least wait until we've had more time to find the truth before deciding on the defendant's guilt?
Ooh, I don't know about that. My time's awfully full already.
Amazing. Wow, corn joke? I know it seems a little far. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's... I want to say maybe we could connect these two guys.
Well, you've already pressed statement 3.
We've already pressed this one. Because if he's saying, well, I don't trust the police much, and he's saying, well, maybe the coroner did lie, then it's like, okay, we're in agreement here. But, and I already tried to press him or try to pit him, and that didn't work. Accusing someone without right evidences. Well, I mean, I guess we did have evidence for this.
Objection!
There we go. Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious, two statements do you prefer cancelled?
If you could put down your corn for a moment, juror number 5.
Ooh, you mean me?
You've pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you.
Oh, is that right?
Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument?
I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest.
Of course you don't. If I could interject here. Please do, sir. Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me, as a man of science, not to pursue the matter further. Okay.
Ah, well, me too then.
Sorry?
If this Barney Gilmo says he's right, then he must be. See? I dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who's got stuff in between their ears.
Success! If you can call it that.
Thank you, Council. That will do. As a result of the simulation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And the trial must continue.
We did it!
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Another wonderful victory.
A waxwork of the despicable professor. Used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say, it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could possibly be true. However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation.
It's the waxwork of the professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't.
The truth, sir, by using evidence and testimony.
If the court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of the waxwork in this case, then the prosecution calls for the owner of the mortal to be summoned as a witness.
The owner?
Madame Dispels.
I really thought that Lord Van Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry.
Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Dispels to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Listen carefully, my learned friend.
Oh, yes?
You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box.
That's what I want. This is the only time I'm actually gonna ask you about your fucking trauma, okay?
The court shall now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Madame Dispels, yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord.
Well. Yeah, he's gonna open Pandora's box because he's nosy. Okay, cool. And then we just have the one trial portion left of this?
Yep. Nice. And it's very long.
Okay.
So it will probably take the entire stream, if not a little extra.
All right. So, Clint. Oh. McNuggy! Yay! Oh, he's a kitty cat. Oh, he's a little kitty cat. Innie. Show plush companion, which one do you want? You just say. I've got a few. I've got quite a few here. If you won't specify, I've got Renarame subs. My little guys. With me through thick and thin. The first piece of AA merch that I ever did procure. And they are still faithful and wonderful. Do not separate. Kiss. Beautiful, wonderful, exquisite, fantastic. Sometimes I just like sit there and I just go like.
Petting.
Petting them. Petting them.
Yeah, well, I still remember you violently eating their faces. Well, that was different. That was cake. When kids get Among Us birthday cakes, we don't say, I can't believe you ate Among Us. We say, someone among us is turning 7. So, okay, it's different.
Uh-huh.
It's different. It's different. I would never eat you. Okay. Anyways, so I wanted to get answers about Mr. Disciple, but I guess not. Someone among us ate Phoenix Wright's ass. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, next week, same time. I don't know if we're gonna have a Monday stream because I'll be tired again. But I'll decide.
I was going to say, I think you should just leave it for the Wednesday. Get the rest.
I'll leave it for the Wednesday, and then I'll be done this episode that I'm on this week. So I'm kind of having a busy week. So I'll be very tired on Monday, but maybe the next Monday, potentially. But yeah, and then Saturday, SOJ, as always, we are playing more of Case 5 of SOJ. Maybe we will finish SOJ before we finish this game. Oh yeah, like in SOJ, Miles Edgeworth tried to kill Apollo.
Yeah, he pushed Apollo and Dirk down a well.
That was fucked up of you, little man. He's just smiling at me. There's no remorse. There's no remorse in this face. Anyways, yes. Okay. See you guys either Saturday or Wednesday. In the meantime, I'll be going crazy thinking about the everything about this. Yeah. All right, everyone have a good night. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go get some mac and cheese. Goodbye.
Goodbye.